works just like a geological drift. It'll cycle. We'll lose so much percent of it, then we'll gain it back. It's not gone forever. The El Nino that happened in 1997 and 1998, many people pointed as the main reason for global warming. It showed a change. It's basically when the cold water becomes the cold flow of water becomes warm water, and the warm flow of water becomes cold. It's basically just a shift in the way everything moves. But according to the George C. Marshall Institute, that this 1997 and 1998 El Nino was nothing special. It was just in a pattern. Again, another cycle appears to us that we may not be influencing these global warmings. Of course, it's silly to think that mankind can actually involve themselves with natural disasters. When the word natural disasters incurs that it's natural, meaning not man-made. Yet, I guess when you're a magician, you don't want to look at the facts. You just want to use the sleight of hand and go on. I'll introduce you to the three magicians. Firstly, we have an IPCC, International Panel of Climate Control. Okay, this is a board from the UN of 1,000 scientists and 1,000 political heads. All right, they came together and ran 2 test runs, a set of CO2 data and a set of temperatures from the last 15 years. They came together and they came up with some numbers that was solved by 80 scientists. These 80 scientists, including the head scientist, Mr. Greener, signed off on it, thinking it was the final edition. Unfortunately, 2 years later, there was another edition released to the public and to all the policymakers of the world, which graphs had been altered. There had been actual sections removed, plus new sections put in talking about man-made global warming. The head scientist, Mr. Zinger, was very upset and actually formed an Oregon petition to go against it, saying that we did not actually sign off on this final thing. It was just 4 scientists that we had no knowledge of them signing. They said our work has been trampled, but yet no one listened because global warming was now like God. No one wanted to touch it. Then NASA added in its 2 cents by accidentally adding a 0.15 degrees Fahrenheit from 2000 to 2006. Very little, but it made 2006 look like the hottest record temperature ever. Yet it wasn't. Since NASA has been corrected by other government agencies around the world, 1936 was the first and the hottest year on record. So 1936, that's way before we've had these huge CO2 pollutants. Our CO2 production was only 42% of what it is today back then. It was nothing compared to today. But yet people like Al Gore and his Inconvenient Truth would want you to believe that we are putting a carbon footprint down and destroying our Earth. But Al Gore's numbers are based on the IPCC and NASA. He based his numbers off of theirs. So his Inconvenient Truth is very inconvenient because it makes no sense. On a side note, since the production of Inconvenient Truth, which stated that we, the man, were destroying our Earth, the global temperature has decreased by 1/3 of a degree. It's actually getting cooler since he made a movie that supposedly pointed to proof that man-made global warming. Yet, again, these men are magicians, and they all want us to believe that we are the reason for global warming. Now, I would never truly destroy someone's facts without having new or better proof for us to look at. But all we must do is turn to cheap atmospheric scientists Zun Shane and Zheng Heng of the Nanjing Normal University and Institute in China. What they did is they took the same data, the same CO2 data, the same temperature data, and they ran the same test the IPCC did. And what do you know? They came out with different numbers, different graphs. Graphs the head scientist of the IPCC agreed with. The same one who had the Oregon petition, the same one who said the graphs were altered, but no one believed them. But with this new scientific breakthrough in 2006, people are starting to look and maybe see that global warming isn't all it's cracked up to be, that the facts may be different. It actually shows that CO2 emissions and the temperature rise trail by 80 years, showing that CO2 has nothing to do with our Earth's warming up. They say it's geological. Man-made global warming is based on CO2. And since these tests show that CO2 lags by 80 years, it shows that it has no real influence with it, CO2 is gone from the equation. Thus goes man-made global warming. It also shows that in the next 20 years, we should get out of the intergalactical and start going into a cooling phase, which geological shifts say we should. So we come to see global warming as a hoax, an illusion of knowledge, through bad data and political strife. Yet we will also see that the globe truly cools and heats naturally. And with that, we can get rid of the illusion of man-made global warming and focus in on the true knowledge of geological and atmospheric change. Furthermore, we can eradicate the needless spending on man-made global warming eradicates such as going green and erasing our non-existent carbon footprint, and focus in on real concerning challenges that face us today. Thank you.
Yeah.